The toads at the observatory measured the stone with their occult devices. I fed it the core of Sky Ripper, explained Renato. No more VV blood and souls.
But the core is not an unlimited energy source,
said one toad. Another said,
there's a feedback loop, you see, which could overload the stone.
Yeah, the stone doesn't actually feed on souls,
claimed a third.
But on pain of killing another sentient being. If you can truly be at peace with yourself, it would not overload.
This was all very confusing. At peace? Yes, the mountains were peaceful and quiet, but he now had the power to turn the tides. He should report to the Rebellion Council and prepare for the decisive battle.
Let's trust them, because then we're going somewhere we haven't been before. The core was protecting Renato from the Iblis Stone's dark influence, but too much killing would overload it. He had to find inner peace to maintain balance. To mountains he would need to go. Let's try it.
The one thing he understood from all the toad arguments, maybe the stone did not feed on blood, or souls, or rage. It fed on empathy. It fed on the pain he felt when he put an end to another being's existence. Even if that other being was a raven intent on killing him. If he could find peace, then he could use the power of the Iblis Stone without being taken over by its evil. The mountains. He would go to the mountains. He could find peace there.
I'm guessing we're going to have to fight a lot of ravens and generally not have a peaceful time. I assume we'll find out the truth about the Iblis Stone. I suspect.
Unfortunately, the mountains were not empty. There were ravens everywhere.
Of course.
No matter. He had to fight, yes, but he didn't have to be angry. Parry, dodge, slash, and breathe. Yes, focus on the rhythm, the dance of it, not on the blood or the raven's core as they died. Ah, it was working. He wasn't feeling those dark jolts of eldritch energy. He wasn't feeling the Iblis Stone.
Reach the mountaintop. Yes, that sounds like a great plan. I'll work on it when I'm not being horribly attacked.
Of all the artisans he was creating employment for, truly, he was a job creator.
I'm not entirely sure that's how it works, but alright. Ooh, and you can't dash off things. I just noticed that. Very useful. You can't accidentally fall off things. Always good to know. Right, which way do we want to go? I don't know. Ooh, you can use our new winter sword.
Ooh, what's there?
New things. And that'll send us off somewhere. I've got everything I need, so let's
Imagine getting a horse up in one of these things. He would be cursing a blue streak.
oh. Ah. Oh my, stop it. No.
The stone was still silent. His mind was his own, and his heart too. He bore them no ill will, these ravens. They were doing their job. They were expressing their nature. Dance, whirl, parry, jab, and breathe. It was all so simple, wasn't it? But something was missing. He didn't feel truly at peace. Wait. Wasn't this near where Calaveras lived? The sage would help him figure it all out.
Oh dear. So I assume that the the truth we get will be, don't get the Iblis Stone! I'm gonna go horribly mad.
Renado's paws were getting numb. Calaveras really didn't want company, did he?
Oh my goodness. Are you trying to compete with the Greybeards at High Hrothgar? Oh well. It's that thing. Onwards.
Renado wondered idly if people who had built these poles had really, really long tentacles.
Ah, okay, I understand what you're doing. Switch that back.
The Iblis Stone, silenced by the Sky Ripper's core, had given Renado enough power to challenge the Imperial fleet. But what Renado was seeking was inner peace. The rebellion was on the verge of extinction, but it would have to wait.
Yeah, well, we don't want to become like the Emperor again. But with a different face. Completely defeat the point of the rebellion.
At the end of the mountain path, he found the wise Calaveras in his workshop. Do you fix souls or only artifacts? He asked the sage.
Does your soul need fixing?
Asked the sage. I've been killing a lot of ravens lately, he told the sage.
You're a fox,
Said Calaveras.
and to kill birds is part of your nature. Take joy in it. I mean, I might as well worry about eating flies. Would you like a fly?
It was true. That's what he had forgotten. The joy. Now he was ready for the final battle. The Farfarer cut through the clouds. The air had never felt so sweet since he was a child.
There it was, the dreaded Imperial fleet. He could smell wet hemp ropes ahead, wood and tar, and ravens. Even the fleet smelt good, somehow. He was ready.
He was ready.
Doesn't sound it. Sounds like we've made a terrible decision again. I'm great at those.
Renado had it all squared away in his head.
He would kill the Emperor. Isengrim III had begun well, but he had gone mad. He was trying to invoke the lost gods by means of dark, blasphemous rituals. That was a secret. But the victims had spoken to Renado. The ghosts had spoken. No. No anger. Renado could not afford anger. It was empowering the crystal in his sword. That made him stronger, but it clouded his mind. He would not be a hero. A hero strives. Renado would just be one with everything. The Emperor would die, and the wheel would turn, and all would be restored without rancor, without sorrow, without pain. Thought Renado.
Oh dear. I'm not doing my best. I thought I'd have a really cool dramatic fight and not talk over. Just be like, yeah, Renado's really focused. And I'm not. I'm not as... Clearly not as focused as Renado should be. What's over here? Have I already been over here in another... Oh, yes. I mean, because this is basically where we were. And this sends us up to Fleet, yes. I won't bother, Lee. No. It's mainly health and energy, which at this point in the game is what you probably want.
Oh, they really ought to put a railing on this thing, he thought.
There was something the other way. I missed the combo there. I'm being quite quiet during combat, mainly because I'm actually kind of trying to focus. We're going down to this one. By the looks of it, it's going to be a fight. You can tell by these little three things that seem to pop up every time there's a fight. No.
Smell any better dead than I'd have thought. But the more he thought about it, and he had so much more time to think about it now that he was not worrying about the battle, killing the Emperor would not change anything. Another would take his place. Perhaps Zenobia. Perhaps the Speaker of the Rebel Council, and power would corrupt them too, and death would make grief, and grief would lead to hatred. He must lead by example. Reject the violence. Reject the desire to create violence. But how?
Ooh. Oh, that could have gone better. Work our way through. You left me, my friend. So yeah, we're keeping all our experience and all our items.
Look down, he thought.
From kind of story to story, which I do quite like. As I say, it kind of you're learning stuff about the story. You're learning stuff about what the right things to do, and it's recorded. It's not a kind of. It is trial and error. But not in a kind of. But the game records your errors and your trials, so you're learning things as the game is going on, which I do quite like. I do really like. I do like it. So we've got this fight again. It won't go badly. Oh no, because they're changing each time based on your level. You're new. And enchanters can buff and heal, and buffed ravens are dangerous. Of course they are. Didn't mean to do that, but alright. Oh. Getting rid of those guys so they can't buff and heal everyone. And then there we go. We're going to advance to the end of this story and see what terrible things we've wrought. Have we got a bad ending? We certainly won't have anything with Zenobia, I don't think.
Finally, he came to the Emperor's ship. The path behind him was strewn with dead ravens. The path to enlightenment. His mistake, he realized, was trying to change the world. The world would spin and the wheel would revolve whether he strove against it or not. What he had to do was nothing. He had attained enlightenment. He sat down, adopted a full lotus position, and began to meditate.
And someone
and
cut
all
his head.
around him, the warriors stopped fighting too. They knew. They could feel his enlightenment. They gave up fighting, dropped their weapons, and became his disciples. No, just kidding. The nearest raven stabbed him with a sword and then chopped off his head. I might not have thought this through properly. thought Renado's head as it rolled around the deck, and died.
Do I learn a truth?
Renado stared at the book. He was still alive. Again. And still only flying away from burning Ubar. Had he lived that adventure? Or only dreamt it? Had he really died? It felt so real, not like a dream at all. And he'd lost again. Oh, he hated that.
We've died twice.
But he had made different choices. And he'd lost in a different way. It was the book, wasn't it? Oracles showed you your destiny. But this was showing him different ways he could die miserably. Thanks a bunch, book, he thought. But these were destinies that he did not have to fulfill. But he'd learned another true thing. The Iblis Stone was evil. It would try to corrupt anyone who used it.
And there we go, that's something we've learnt. So new story complete. Story 15, Return of the Hippie. What kind of hero are you? A hero who just transcends being a hero to become one with everything. We leveled up because of that. And yes, we've learnt. And we've learnt a new truth. The Iblis Stone corrupts anyone who uses it. Tier 3 skills unlocked. So we've learnt a new truth. There are two truths. One is about Zabino, and one is question mark. I'm not even sure what that's to do with. Oh, that'll be to do with the Sky Ripper. So I think next time we're going to go and grab the armature for the Sky Ripper. It's the only thing we've got left on the first thing. And then maybe we'll go after Zabino, because I assume she's this first one. And maybe do something the same as this one, but without joining him with that. Without kind of bringing Lapino along. So a different beginning, but very similar starts.
But that meant there must be a destiny where he survived and won, right? Otherwise, what was the point? And with that, the book's pages fluttered back once more to the beginning, and the clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Or so a scholar in the mountains had told him. Surely the weapon that banished the lost gods could defeat the Emperor. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Iblis Stone was hidden there. It was a dangerous artifact. It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe he could find a way to use it, to take its power without surrendering to its wickedness. And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course, Renado had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renado really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
And the question is, what will we do? And we will, well, we know these are both probably not going to lead us to good ends, so we'll be going after the Sky Ripper next time. Hopefully, we'll get a good ending then. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching.